Hey, good day, YouTube. Today we're in the big city, so I got plenty of time to run my mouth while we head south, so I figured I'd check in with everybody. We've been fairly busy around here. I wanted to talk just a quick couple things been going on that we almost got on the skyline there for a little bit. Obviously, it's been a lot of rain out here in the general area, and obviously Northern California, Northern Nevada has had a significant amount of wet weather this winter, and it's been, seems like almost continuous. And we almost got famous yesterday with this supposed dam collapse that seemed to go viral before people even knew what it was. It was pretty funny, I thought. It was getting around the different YouTube channels and stuff, and people were saying it was fake news and everything else. It was legit, but it was kind of overblown. I guess I put it that way. It was no Oroville Dam situation, that's for sure. But I thought that was funny. I'll put a link to that in the bottom, a couple of the videos. It was definitely concerning if you lived in about a square mile radius, but it was nothing more than that. It would have put some people out of some homes potentially, but relatively small event compared to the Oroville Dam or other situations. The Don Pedro Dam, I think, over in California is having issues. All their reservoirs are full, just like most of our reservoirs here are full. As you can see, it's rather white and snowy today. There was a pretty good snowfall last night after the rain. It got a little colder, so the snow level dipped down enough to cover the valley floor up here, which is good. Need to slow down that water flow a little bit. We've had significant floods all up and down here in the north, all the way out east to Elko. The Humboldt rivers had significant flooding, broken levees and earthen dams breaking out there. A lot of people having a lot of problems. Just goes to reiterate the have a plan, know what your actions are, and know what you're going to do if some evacuation has to happen. Because there were probably a lot of people evacuating homes and places that never expected to, even though they've been next to a river, within a relatively short distance of a river for a considerably long time, and never had a problem. Well, today in Reno, I shouldn't say today, the last 2 days, yesterday and the day before, they had an inch of rain back-to-back days for the first time since like 1885. This year is already, when they do water years, basically the way they measure water is from October to October, so October 1st to September 30th, and we're in the end of February, and Northern Nevada's already seen more precipitation, water content, basically they measured on water content. This is the wettest year on record, and we're not even close to being done. We don't have a whole lot of wet months to go. Generally March and April, part of May will conclude the majority of our wet weather, but it has been, we've already broken the record, and we got a long way to go. We got more water coming in this weekend. An atmospheric river is coming in this weekend again. They're saying it's going to be colder, so it looks like more snow this time around, which will be good. Every resort in Tahoe is reporting over 500 inches of snow for the year. So if you're involved in the snow at all, it's a good year. If you can get on the hill. Half the ski resorts have been closed half these days because it's been so stormy. So it's good to have snow, but you gotta have some nice weather to go skiing in for most people, or to even operate the lifts with the wind and whatnot. So very stormy year, very opportune time for everybody to check their preparations and what they're doing. And is your plan going to work out, or are you more exposed than you thought? Are there more problems around you than you thought before? Because there's a lot of places flooding that never flooded in decades, or there's a long as anybody's alive has seen, for that matter. So it's been pretty awesome in some respects, and this gives you time to reflect in other cases. It is definitely straining a lot of resources when it comes to just look at the number of sandbags that have probably been used in the area, different excavation equipment, time, public services, all the time they've been putting in for this is definitely straining a lot of things. So we'll see how the rest of the winter goes, but it is a nice view when it's all covered in white, and we're expecting more of it. So what else is going on? I haven't really been paying attention to much other than the rain around here. I know the Prepared Mine, John over there, was outside the impact zone for Oroville. I guess he's north of any of the dam structures, or maybe even slightly on the other side of the Sierra Crest, so he's not quite as concerned about the dam breakage with our rivers all up and down the Sierras that are flooding. So could be a lot of people involved. Wild Iron Horseman's over there, etc. And I think that all goes to show that the state of Jefferson can't secede quickly enough so they can take care of their own business instead of being directed and controlled by everything that happens south of Sacramento, causing a lot of problems with those dams to begin with. So I haven't had a chance, I don't think, in any of my videos to talk about the California secession movement, which apparently it's become a movement. Who knew? The same people that dared Texas to secede, or any other state, for the last 20 plus years are now all of a sudden concerned about civil rights and seceding on their own. Funny how that works. More power to them. I hope they accomplish their mission. I'm pretty sure the state of Jefferson wouldn't go with them, but best of luck to them. And it could be a positive thing, I think, overall. I've talked about it in the past, many videos, that some of my first videos were about the secession of the states and the essentially elimination of D.C. as the states break up into different forms of national territories and governments. But it can't really happen soon enough if people got the willpower to do it. There's nothing, no logical reason to keep everything together when it's obviously not working together. But hopefully get some videos out when it gets some non-stormy, non-windy, non-rainy days on the farm there, to show you some of the goings on, if I can keep up with everything. Definitely got some good things going, trying to plan out the garden layout and animal containment zones, etc. We are definitely putting together, hopefully, a robust resupply food growing plant. So that's good. It's one of those things, the spring planting starts, about this time, getting everything planned out and started, starters, your seeds, certain things that need to go in the ground earlier, need to get seeded earlier, so we got to do some in-house planning and getting everything prepped, and hopefully have a prosperous and plentiful garden this year. So hopefully we'll be showing some of that. But really, I've been watching a couple videos. I haven't been too engaged on the YouTube, but I have been following Tactical Tony, of course, his shenanigans, keeping up to date with how Hibernia's son is doing. He's doing some good briefs on different plans, talking about counter drone, counter rotary wing aircraft, all good stuff. One thing I would point out, if you haven't noticed it or haven't been paying attention but watching, is Miss Stacy B and her channel. She's been documenting the court process down in Vegas with the Bunkerville trials going on with the Bundys and some of the other individuals that they have decided to snatch up to try to implicate in that whole thing. She had a really good video yesterday that highlighted one of the things me and Tony talked about right off the bat when we came back on the Dragon that night on the 12th of April, and that was we were NHP and even the Clark County Sheriffs had no problem with what was going on. NHP was out there directing traffic in the middle of this whole mess with not very much concern, and that was what was brought out in the court testimony. Was BLM was shocked that NHP was mingling among protesters or in the same area, like without any concern. Well, that's because they're law enforcement; they're doing their job. Meanwhile, the thugs of the BLM were doing what they were doing. So that was obviously why the things were treated differently. That's a good video. I'll put that in the bottom. She highlights some of the testimony of BLM agents and how the defense is using that as part of the defense that, look, there was law enforcement there that didn't feel threatened. Why did the BLM feel so accosted or under assault when they were not? It's all a matter of expectation. They had already hyped themselves up into a frenzy that they were about, and the FBI apparently was a big part of that. FBI was feeding them all this information about what to expect, I guess, that they were under imminent attack. Kind of just like what me and Tony were talking about down there, where all the rumors going around that there's an LRAD and they're going to be rolling up the protest site any hour now. And like I was telling Tony, we talked about a little bit on the Dragon, it's just like the hype propaganda intelligence feed you get in combat zones that comes out of CIA intelligence, and it's just overblown, overhyped, and nothing ever comes of it. That's a good video. She's following that case pretty closely. She's been involved for a long time, but now that the court proceedings are going on down there, she's giving a real good detailed information. So go check that out if you're trying to follow along with what the Bundy's trial is still going on, I guess you'd call it, in the Bunkerville situation. They've had several public meetings now that the previous person who was the executive of the United States declared the national monument down there at Gold Butte. There's been several public meetings since, and some good public outcry, which has been good. And so there's a couple of videos out there on that, and it's the same with the ones in Utah, the Barriers Monument. The public outcry on that is good. So people are out there fighting the good fight. We're definitely getting some good response from different parts of the country. I'm not going to talk too much about the current administration because I said that would give them 100 days. So I'll try to do a follow-up at the 100-day mark of what has really progressed and transgressed since the current sitter in the White House has taken the helm and what they have done. We'll cover that at a later date. But we're going to finish up this drive south, and we'll stay in touch. See how many videos we can get out talking about various things. I don't know. I'll see what I can put out there just to kind of keep engaged and keep conversing with people. Probably need to do some VRs for the Prepared Mind. He's continuing to pump out, it seems like, 3 videos a day on his end, so he's got plenty of good information and discussion going on. But y'all be careful out there, prepare, live free.